right, here we go. Aries Spears, welcome back.
It was soon.
It was very quick.
It was soon.
It was very quick.
And you know, it's funny. I think, not that I'm, supposed to be proudly vindicated, because it wasn't about that. It was just about me talking about my opinion. But a lot of people sent the world results to me.
Yes.
And by Instagram was like, oh, man, y'all about to have a field day with this. Aries was right. Vindication. And like I said, that was never my objective. I wasn't trying to be mean-spirited. I was trying to be funny, which, I think I succeeded. I succeeded. And again, I just did Fat Joe and Jadakiss' podcast. And the first thing Joe does before we start is he pulls me aside. We go in this little room, and he goes, look, man, I know who you are. I know what you do. I want you to be you and go at motherfuckers the way you do. But I'm going to need you to help clean up the Ice Cube thing a little bit, because, Jada in particular doesn't like, sticky situations, awkwardness. And we might want to have him on the pod, and, if you come on here and you XYZ on Cube, and, he might feel a certain way. So, I'm going to say some things obviously complimentary about him, and I need you to kind of, co-sign that. And as I told him, and as I said on my post after I did it, I never questioned Ice Cube the man. I never questioned this character. And in my post, I said, look, I tip my hat to the fact that he's a pioneer, a trailblazer, his contributions musically to the culture, particularly the West Coast. He's a fucking icon. He's a superhero. My issue was, I just don't like his artistry. And I feel like we as human beings should have that right. That's my opinion. I don't have to like him musically. I don't have to like him as an actor. You know what I'm saying? That's my preference. Why can't I be allowed that?
Well, this whole thing, people think it started on Vlad TV, but you've really been talking about Ice Cube even outside of Vlad TV.
I mean, not necessarily in detail like I did here. I may have made posts.
Yeah. You've made some comments here and there, which is why I even had the idea to bring it up, right? But when you brought it up, when I brought it up, that is, you had a field day with your opinions about Ice Cube. And as it so happens, he was on a radio show recently.
Yeah,
and they brought up what you said.
Right.
And, we'll play the clip. Ice Cube said, he a comedian? Because he ain't never made me laugh. Suckers usually don't like me. Everyone got their opinion. They all stink. The feeling is mutual.
Is he a comedian? Because he ain't never made me laugh, so usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool, though. Everybody got their opinion, and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. He entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean?
What is he supposed to say? Man, that nigga dope, even though he feel the way he feel. What is he supposed to say? You know what I mean? Come on, man. And listen.
It was a very Ice Cube answer.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. And I've mentioned this. People, you gotta come up with something better than to attack my funny. Because even in the comments about Cube, people were like, yo, I don't agree with his stance, but you gotta admit this nigga's funny. When he did the Cube impression, them snakes in there, and the Shakespeare, that shit was funny. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to like me personally, but to say I'm not funny is ridiculous. And then you know what? To the whole point of this, that's your opinion. You're allowed to have that, even though I know it's wrong.
Well, you were talking about Ice Cube's acting ability in our interview. And like you just touched on, a movie dropped right before this interview was scheduled. Yeah. War of the Worlds 2025. You sent me a clip.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and play it.
Here, let me show you. These locations are our global response headquarters, our most sensitive targets, and they're taking them out one by one. Based on their prioritized destruction of these critical intelligence command centers, my analysis suggests nuclear power facilities are next. Electric grids will follow, leaving us completely helpless.
You would say, you would think someone would say, okay, let's try that again, Cube. Let's do a take two.
You know what that sounded like? That had the energy of a table read.
Yeah, exactly.
Like before you shoot, the whole cast gets together and they just read through the script. That literally felt like he had a script in his hand, and so and so and so and so and so and so.
Yeah, I've never seen a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes before. 0%. Zero.
Again, there are people that if you read the comments will go, man, I thought it was great. I thought he was great. Okay. But the mass majority of people went, come on, dude.
Yeah.
And again, that has nothing to do with his character. That has nothing to do with him as a man. That has nothing to do with his immense contributions to the game and the culture. I'm talking about his artistry. And art is meant to be subjectively critiqued. Why can't you motherfuckers understand that? Why y'all get so fucking butthurt over feelings, over opinions?